Hey there, it's Erica from Ever Educating, and this channel is all about teaching tips, tools, ideas, and resources for new college instructors. On Monday, I had a video, basically a short LMS tutorial, or not too short, of how I use my Sakai-based system in order to do online teaching unexpectedly, or on purpose, right? But today's video is kind of follow up to that, where I go over 4 to 5 digital devices that I use all the time in order to do online teaching. And so those are Kahoot, Loom, Zoom, and then Quicktime alongside iMovie. And so again, it's just me going over how to basically use these different tools if you need to function outside of class unexpectedly and just moving into online teaching. All right, so let's get started. Kahoot is definitely a favorite free tool that you can use. It's just something you create an account with, and then you can just use it immediately. You don't have to go pro or anything for what we have planned here. This is my dashboard on my account. I already have a couple Kahoots already created. And so basically this is creating kind of a multiple choice survey or discussion facilitation tool, whatever the case may be. And so what's great is that you can do this even if all your students are at home in different locations. You can still play. And so for example, let's go to this one, which is based off of the book The Witch Boy. And so I can still edit this if I want to, but basically I have it set so that each question, happens for 20 seconds before the answer must pop up. So how it works is when you press play, this will pop up, right? And then you can either do one-on-one playing so that every single student has to use their device that has Wi-Fi to play, or team mode where students can share devices. But obviously in this case, if you're all at home, then it's one-on-one. And then you'll see this screen, right? So ready to join, put in this number. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go onto my phone and record just to see like how this works. So once you go to kahoot.it, you'll see this particular screen and you'll add in the number that's on the screen here. And so you can just tell all of your students what the number is for the game, and they can get that email or that text, however you're going to do that, so that they know. And then once they enter it, they're going to be asked to put in their nickname. And so if you want to know the student's actual name, tell them to do that, or it can be anonymous. It's really up to you. So let's say we're going to go with the actual name. You click OK, go, and then you'll see here on the screen, I've popped up because now I'm using my phone in order to be involved in the game. And so you can see, you can wait until you have all of your players ready to go, and then click start. Once you do that, you'll see that there's 6 questions, and the first question will pop up. Okay, so the group that tries the most to keep the shape-shifting witchery divide solid is, and then there's 4 answers that I have created in this question. And as you can see, the timer goes down how long they have to do it. And so on your phone, you just click which one, you think is right, or your students would. And so I'll just go here, right? And so because there's only one person playing, obviously it's 100% to this answer. But what's cool about this tool is, let's say you have 30 students, maybe 10 of them said the red answer, and then 7 said the blue, and 3 said the yellow, and the rest said the green. Well, then you can kind of go into your LMS site, and if you're using the chat room tool, for example, which I talk about in my video from Monday, you can have a chat live with them on, okay, who said the male adults? Can you give me a quote or tell me a scene where you can use that scene to defend your answer that it's the male adults who try to keep this divide the most solid, right? And so you'd have to work along with another tool, right? It's not just this. Though of course you can use this for just quizzes if you want to get a sense of how many students do know the right answers to these questions. If there is a right answer, this case it's all subjective to can they have evidence. But it's kind of a cool game. So again, you click next, and then you get the next question, right? And so I have it here set for 20 seconds, and then there's the pause when you see the answers. You can also have less than 4 answers, but you could only have a max of 4 answers. So keep that in mind when you're designing the different questions or statements. right? And then the game keeps going. So I do think this is good for kind of creating debates. So have them answer the question, and then again go and chat for a bit on why they gave their individual answers. You could also do the sense of saving the answers, kind of screenshotting it once you see the percentage each answer gets from their students. And then once the whole game is complete, then go to your LMS and create like discussion forums for each of the questions. And so you can kind of say, you know, here's a screenshot of how many people said each of these answers to this particular statement. Now I want you to defend your answer in a short 200-word forum post, or whatever the case may be, right? So you can really use it as a starting point for an online activity that happens with everybody at home. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. And so if you just want to obviously create your own Kahoot, if you haven't done this before, you just click the create button on the top right here, right? And then you can, obviously there's different types and templates and stuff, but I just prefer to create my own. So here's your first question that you're going to ask, right? You could have images attached to each question. You know, you can say how many seconds do they have to answer the question, right? And so what are the answers for each of them? There's plenty going on here. It's very simple to type out each question. And then you're going to add, you know, more and more. And there's different types as well, but obviously, as you can see here with the little crown, I'm assuming that's for the premium users, not the free users. So you can do true or false or quiz question. Okay, and so let's see, you're going to add this one. Again, you add the question, how many seconds, add the answers, right? You can do point system if you want to do it that way, and so on and so forth, right? So you can reorganize the question order on the left here. And then let's say we do the Kahoot title, right? Test, you can describe it. You could save it somewhere. You can do a cover image. Done. Okay, done. Oh, all the questions need to be completed. All right, so back to edit. Let's go ahead down here. Let's add another one. And that's the correct answer, let's say, for that one. Here's another answer, and here's a correct answer for this one. So you do have to give a correct one, though of course it's because this is the quiz, right? And so done, and now it's ready. So you'll have it onto your home screen, ready to go when you want to do it. Okay, so let me delete that one. What's great too is if you go here to your reports, it will show you the past usage of your various Kahoots. So let's say we go here, and it actually shows you, I had them do this anonymously because I wanted true answers. If you go down here, it tells you not just what they clicked, but the percentage, right? So all these answers were chosen at some point when I made this statement and asked them what they thought about it, and then you see the divide here. So you can actually have this already recorded for you, again, if you want to use it as a jumping off point for a discussion that happens on a forum or in a chat room or on a Zoom call, whatever the case may be. Okay, so you don't have to actually take screenshots live during the quiz. You can just do it in the reports after the fact. Now, another tool you can use is Loom, L-O-O-M, and that's a free online tool as well. You can either use the version that's on Chrome as an extension, or you can download the app onto your laptop. And so Loom is basically a screen recording device, but you can also have yourself being recorded as well, your face. So currently I'm using Quicktime to record this screen recording because it's very easy to use and it's free on my Mac. But as you can see, like I'm nowhere on the screen, like my face. It's just recording exactly what's on the screen. So you of course can do that. So here's a PDF that I created, or you can use a PowerPoint, whatever the case may be, and you can just kind of talk, about the document and go over and teach the lesson, right? Scrolling up and down as you go forward, right? So that's one option for screen recording, is just using QuickTime if you have that. However, if you go to Loom, okay, you can do screen, and cam. And so as you see there, it turns on my camera, which is very dark right now. There we go, that's better. And so when you record it, you can go ahead and have you here as well. Now you can't really edit on Loom that I could see, at least not like you could if you just use QuickTime. You just finish the video and then you put it, or I put it into iMovie, and then I edit it down, you know, in case I make mistakes or the case may be. But if you're doing like short tutorials or you're answering questions in like a really short 1 to 2 minute video, then you might consider, you know, doing Loom, because there's probably no need to edit them anyways, and you have your face here, which students might, you know, prefer being able to see you when you're talking. And so when you have here, as you can see on the screen, you can do screen and cam, you can do screen only, or you can do cam only. So it's really up to you to decide how you want to do that. So if, again, go here, you can do full screen, you can do the window, right? Or you can do a customized size, right? So a certain part of the screen. You want to make sure, obviously, that your microphone's working, and you can see here it is because of the blue going up and down. Okay, and so when you click start recording, there you go, right? So now I can, click here to stop recording. You can also use, okay, got it. So 3, 2, 1, and now you're live, right? So then you can just be talking, going through the various things. As you click, as you can see, it lights up, so it's easy to follow. And so you can do this again with your own information, or you can have students get the app or get the Chrome extension, and so they can present information to you, and you could see it's them doing it, right? You can watch them saying the words as they go through presenting their PDF or their PowerPoint or their website, whatever it is that you're having them talk about. Okay, and so this can be really easy because it's just, for example, a Chrome extension. It's not something they have to download, and there's no editing involved, right? And of course, if they start recording and they make a mistake or they don't like it, they can just stop and then start a new recording and, you know, practice it if they need to, but it doesn't have to be that fancy, right? So they can just go through it, and then when they're done, go ahead and click stop. Okay, yay, my first Loom, all right? And then let's go. So I'll keep this easy, right? You can go ahead and change the title, add in a description, whatever the case may be. What's important here though, there are some, you can trim it down if you need to, but this is the big one, right? So share it or download it. So what's cool here is you can watch it faster than just one speed if they want to as well. You can copy the link and just send them a link to on their email or on the LMS site, whatever the case may be. But as you can see, it's just a very easy video here. So this is one option for you to use as well. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this too because I don't need it in my system. Okay, so that's another option. I don't know if you saw that little sign, but if you do have videos, you can add notifications so you can get notified if somebody comments on that video. So these are two different tools that I think are really helpful. The next tool that I recommend is Zoom. This one's a bit more common, but it's basically a video conferencing tool. And so what's easy here is that you obviously sign in into your account. It's free. And then you basically create a meeting. And once you have a meeting, you get a meeting ID. And then so your students just have to go to zoom.us and then join a meeting. And then you just click in the meeting ID that you've shared with them. And they join, and then it opens up into basically a video conferencing software. So you can see them on camera if they have that camera function on. They can see you on camera. So it's definitely a way of having smaller discussions, though of course you can have, you know, your whole class, unless your class is huge. But on the free account, at least, I know you can do, I believe, 45-minute recordings, right? And so you can just have the live video, and you can actually record the video as well to see later. So this is more for video conferencing versus Loom is more for recording, screen recordings of lecture material. So of course you can lecture on Zoom and just record yourself, but you know, if you're going to use slides or whatever the case may be, I recommend just doing QuickTime if you have a Mac, or doing Loom, right? If you want to make sure your face is on camera on the bottom of the screen. So this is another one as well. I'm not going to go in to sign in here, but again, it's very easy to use. You just sign in, create a meeting, and then go ahead, share the link with your students, and start. So just make sure you consider how long your meeting is going to be, right? Because it is limited on the free plan. I believe it might be limited by number 2, but I think something that I'm going to check, because I'm not sure if it's by 100 people or what, but I think it's time that's more important rather than people. I'm used to just like joining meetings on Zoom, not starting one myself, but it's a very great tool to use for if you want to have live lecturing via video. You could also do live office hours via video, right? If you want to do it that way as well. Just to wrap up quickly, I'm not going to go into like full-on tutorial for iMovie because there's plenty of YouTube videos about that topic. But if you do have a Mac, so you can have iMovie for free, if you just go to File and then create a new movie, you'll see this screen. And then, for example, here is, you just click the movie file into the stream here. Okay, and so that's what I had recorded so far of this video. I stopped it so I can use this part of the video for it. And then over here on the right, this elongates it so that you can actually see it much more slowly, and then you can edit it on here. So as you can see, if you move this way, there's no volume. I don't start speaking until this point. And so just really quickly for trimming, you're going to go ahead, click where you want to like kind of create a cut in the film, and then click Control or Command B, and it splits it up there. You can also right click on where you want to, and then you can also say go ahead and split clip. Oh, you can't there. That's weird. Okay, yes. So click where you want it to be split, right click, and then split clip, and it splits it up. So now you can click where you want and then delete, and then that goes away. So I just deleted all that, blank space here. And then you go ahead and play, and it starts playing with the sound. You can't hear it here because I'm using the mic port to record this video that I'm talking on now. But as you can see, the mouse is moving because it is recording. So let's say you go further in. Let's pause this. And you notice, oh, I have a lot of blank space here when I was kind of playing around and making sure I remembered how to use Kahoot. It's like, okay, I need to get rid of this. So you click here a few seconds after I stop talking, and again, Command B, and it's split, and then I just move it all the way until I see me speaking again with the audio. Click Command B, and then now when I click the clip, it's yellow, and I delete it. As you can see, me talking and me talking. I got rid of all that unneeded time. And so you can just go through, again, keeping it very simple. Let's say you did a lecture that you recorded, and you made a few errors while going through it, or you realized you did something wrong, and you just kind of repeated back what you had said, but did it the right way this time. So you can just go through and you can see, listen to it, and then click wherever it is you need to delete, parts of the video. And then once you're done, you'll have that video ready to just on the top right here, create as a file. And then you have it on your computer. You could also put it to YouTube, and then it's easy for students to see that way too. Because on YouTube, you can just have unlisted or private videos. So unlisted, people can't find it unless you get them the exact link to it. It's not searchable on YouTube. So that's an easy way of doing videos if your videos are too big, to put on your LMS site, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I'm not going into iMovie here. I just want to show you how it is that you can just drag it into iMovie and then use that Command B or right click and split clip in order to delete areas that are errors. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you have to do transitions or add in titles, so you can do that too, right? So let's say this was me starting to talk about Kahoot. I can, click here and I can say, Kahoot. And now I have that on there. I can change the color of the font, whatever the case may be, right? It's going to appear for 4 seconds. That's what 4S means here. And so when you have it there, it will appear on the screen, and then it'll go away after 4 seconds. So you can add text in that way. You can shorten how long it appears for if you want to, right? So very simple use of iMovie. If you want to do anything more fancy, you can just search it on YouTube, but really it's unnecessary, right? And so when you go back to projects, it'll ask you to save it under a title, so you can save it there if you want to. All right, so that's iMovie if you want to use QuickTime in order to record your screen recordings rather than Loom or Zoom. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button below, and if you have any questions, go ahead and comment. I'll also link a few videos that are related to this topic for you to see here.